Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever modded series on this channel. And in fact the first video I've recorded in quite a while, so I might be a little bit rusty here, so bear with me. But yeah, we are playing in Direwolf 20's 1.12 mod pack. And it's available on the Twitch launcher. It is kind of a kitchen sink pack. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got a few magic mods, it's got a few tech mods, a few exploration based mods, and of course my personal favourite, the aesthetic and building mods. It's got quite a few of those in there as well. So we have got a hell of a lot to be playing around with. So let's get started. First thing we need to do, as always, is make ourselves some basic tools. And I'm just going to make myself a pickaxe for the time being, because we should be able to get stone pretty quickly. We'll stick all that onto there. Do we see any exposed stone? There's a little bit up there. If we head up there, we'll grab ourselves some stone, make ourselves some stone tools, and then we can start thinking about what we want to do as far as a starter home and getting basic resources is concerned. We've actually got quite a lot here that we can grab. There's some coal there. I saw some copper a second ago. Let's make ourselves that stone pick. Like so. We should also make ourselves a stone axe, shovel, and sword as soon as possible, because we want to be able to defend ourselves. And of course chop down some trees as well. But first of all, we'll grab this coal. We will be able to use that to cook up some food once we find some, which is something we need to do as soon as possible, really. I do have a habit of running around a lot when I don't have any food, and then getting hungry, and it's bad, and all those kind of things. We didn't actually grab much in the way of stone there, did we? Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the mods and things that I want to play around with during this series, because this is a 1.12 pack. It's relatively new, I suppose. A lot of the modded I've played has been in 1.7 and 1.10, so there's going to be a lot of things in here that I either haven't played around with before or have barely touched on in the past, so it's going to be kind of good to get to know some of these newer mods. So there's things like astral sorcery in here, which I really want to play around with. I've seen that in quite a few mod packs that I've played. I've just never got round to using it. There we go, we've got a few basic tools now. We'll sort all this out like that. Let's make ourselves a furnace while we're here as well, so when we do get some food we can cook that up. It seems like it's getting dark already, actually. Is that just me? It's kind of hard to tell. Okay, so we'll grab a little bit more coal, because this is something I always find myself running out of early on. So let's grab as much as we can while we can. Oh, and there's a little waterfall. Nice. But what other mods do I want to play around with? The Twilight Forest. The Twilight Forest is in here. I've barely played around with the Twilight Forest in the past. Last time I used it was 1.7 in Infinity Evolved, and I only really briefly went to the dimension then. So I'm looking forward to getting through to there and checking that place out, because I know there are a few kind of boss mods in there. Mobs rather, not mods, Chach. There's a few boss mobs in there. There's a few kind of other mobs and other bits and pieces for me to find in there. So I'm really looking forward to getting over there and checking that out. We've got some sheep over here. We can go and kill these for a little bit of food. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that out. What else have we got? RF Tools Dimensions is in here as well while we're talking about kind of exploration. That's always fun. And what other mods have we got? Industrial Foregoing on the tech side of things. That's something that's a mod I've played around with a little bit in the time I played on FTB Revelation. We're getting a little bit of lag here for some reason. That's concerning. I wasn't getting this before. Anyway, yeah, RF Tools Dimensions in here. Oh yeah, we were talking about Industrial Foregoing. Yeah, Industrial Foregoing is kind of like Mine Factory Reloaded, but has a lot more added to it on the top. So that's going to be a lot of fun to get to kind of delve pretty deeply into. We've of course got the thermal series of mods here: thermal expansion, dynamics, and foundation. I believe cultivation is in here as well. I think that really just adds a few like watering cans, things like that, which may well come in handy actually. So that's another mod I really want to get into. Britannia's in here, which I always want to delve further into Britannia. I actually really like that mod. It's very difficult to automate and make look good, but it's a lot of fun to play with, and there's so much variety in it, in like the generating flowers that you can get, and the kind of the functional flowers as well. There's a whole lot you can do with it, so I want to play around with that a little bit more. What else do we have in here? I had a list of mods that I wanted to play around with and that I like the look of. Size in here. Size always fun to play with. That's kind of another magic techie mod. Environmental tech's in here, so we've got a lot of power options. Extra utilities, of course, in here, so we could use those for power. Basically, we've got a whole lot to play around with. We need one more piece of wool, and I don't know if we can use multiple colours to make a bed. We will soon find out. Oh, by the way, guys, it took me so long to figure out what went on there. You know, when I killed the sheep, it went black, and the pieces basically started floating towards me. It took me so long to figure out what that was. But that is apparently the morph mod. So if we press the left bracket key, we can bring up this menu. And any of the mobs that we've killed that have done that whole kind of turning black thing, we can then, if we get ourselves into the third person view, we can morph ourselves into other mobs. So we can now walk around as a pig. And I think, what happens with the hand? Let me give myself an empty hand. We've got a little piggy hand. It's not attached to anything, but it's there. That's so cool. I don't know what use you would have for that, but it's kind of cool. And then we can morph ourselves back into us again. Okay, let's go and look around a little bit. We need to find sheep. There they go. Let's go and grab some sheep. We may as well kill all of these off for the food. If we can find some cows as well, that would be great, because we might be able to get a backpack going pretty early. Speaking of which, what do we have in the way of backpacks? We have iron backpacks in here, which is probably what I would go for. Just need 4 bits of wool, 4 bits of leather, and a chest. That should be easy enough to do. We should be able to get that pretty easily. But I'm kind of liking the look of this. I think it's a shrubland over here for getting ourselves a little starter home set up. It's nice and flat. It's close by to, which I believe is a fir forest or a fir wood or a fir something or other over there that we can use to grab a load of wood. Also, there's an astral sorcery little temple over there as well. So we can go and check that out. And a village I can just see coming into render distance here. Let's go and check that out. Hopefully there's a blacksmith, and hopefully we can get a decent bit of loot in there. But what other mods have we got? Integrated dynamics and integrated tunnels are in here. I really want to play around with those. Those are kind of automation-based mods. And one problem with using the left bracket for bringing up this menu at the side is that it does change the mode of the journey map. So I keep having to remember to turn that back again. One thing I'm not going to do, though, I'm not going to set myself up in the village. Quite often when I start a new world, I will look for a village and I'll set up in one of the houses and then I'll just stay there for ages. And I don't want to do that this time. I want to do things a little bit differently if I can. It does not look like we have any kind of blacksmith here. I can't see one on the mini-map. We did have an actually additions house down here, which will be very, very handy, though. This one just here. This isn't actually additions house. We can't actually pick up any of the machines or anything like that. I don't know about the lamps. We can pick up the lamps at least. But if we break anything else... Okay, never mind. The lamp controller works as what you can pick up as well. Normally with these machines, they will break when you pick them up. So if you try and pick up the coal generator... it basically just broke. We can't get it. We might be able to get the laser relays, though. We can get the laser relays. The atomic reconstructor will probably break as well. Yep, the atomic reconstructor broke. We did get a button, though, so, you know, every cloud and all that. I've got a little bit of coal here. We will grab that. That is always handy. These, though, this is what I'm really interested in. The storage crates, because these are so useful for early game storage. So we're going to pick up one of those. And that will give us a nice place for us to store everything kind of as we get set up. And it's nighttime as well, so I'm actually going to stick a bed down somewhere once I've crafted it. And we can sleep through the night. So grab that and a bit of that. Let's just stick it down there for now, it doesn't really matter. In case anybody was wondering, though, the seed at the bottom that showed up just there, that was not this game. This was actually a previous playthrough. I loaded up a seed earlier to try it, and I named the world the same thing. So yeah, it kind of got the chat's kind of got a little bit messed up. So, but that is not the seed for this world. If anybody is interested in the seed, actually. This is the seed. So if you want to pause that and use that, then you can keep the same seed as me. I want to grab this crate as well from the jam guy, but if we break that, we're going to have stuff spewing everywhere, and we don't really want that. So we can get rid of that, we can get rid of that, we can get rid of the flax seeds for now. We don't really need a button. We need at least, like, what, 5 spaces I think we needed. What else can we get rid of? The block of coal. We can get rid of the black wall. We don't really need that. So if we break that, we can get ourselves a second crate, which is perfect. Oh, let's avoid that. That's nasty things which want to try and kill us. Let's grab some... I was going to say let's grab some food while we're here, but we don't really have the inventory space for it. Oh, this is terrible. Inventory management is such a poor kind of... I'm so bad at it, basically. Okay, let's dump something. We don't need the sticks for now. We don't really need that. We don't need... Let's be honest, we don't need the red lamp. Let's get rid of those. Let's kill ourselves some cows. Hopefully get ourselves some leather. And then we can try and get ourselves a backpack. I was kind of hoping that there was one of the immersive engineering buildings in there, because those have the storage crates, which you can basically use as a backpack. We only got 1 piece of leather from them. And any more? Yeah, we've got 2 pieces. We need 4 to make a backpack. Let's head off in this direction a little bit. I would like to set up a little starter house somewhere close to here. This is quite a nice area for it, actually, because it's nice and flat. A lot of open land. Plenty of wood around. Although we are running away from the fir forest, which I think I saw over there a while ago. Which isn't great. Ooh, we do have more cows, though. Come on. 2 more bits of leather. Come on, guys. There we go. Just 1 more piece. There we go. I think that was a piece of leather there. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's actually see if we can do that straight away. We can't, can we? We only have 2 pieces of wool, and we threw a piece of wool away, didn't we? GG, Chach. GG. Maybe we can find some flax plants around here, though. That would be useful. But I'm thinking, house-wise, if we... What's it like up here? I'm thinking maybe on this little top bit here, flatten this down a little bit, and we'll set up a little house here. I think the actual house itself we will probably build next episode, because I want to get some other basic resources and things set up first, like some basic tinker's tools, a little bit of food, that kind of thing. So for now, let's stick all of this into here. We will grab that furnace again, though. Stick that down there. We should have tiny coal and tiny charcoal in this. So if we do that... the great thing about these is that they will... Each piece of tiny charcoal or tiny coal will only smelt 1 item. So it makes it a lot more efficient if you don't have items that are in multiples of 8. I mean, obviously we did there, but... if you say put that in there, you would use up full pieces of coal, and you would waste kind of five kind of items worth. But with the tiny coal, you don't waste that, which is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, let's stick those into there. We'll grab a couple of those so we've got something to take with us. And then, what do we need to do? We need to set up our Tinker's tools, don't we? And our Tinker's tables. So if we grab that, we'll set those up. Where are we going to set those up? Let's set those up across here. And then the woods, which we may need to go and grab a little bit more, but I think we're going to be okay. So we'll grab a few of those. We'll make ourselves a few sticks. And a few patterns. We also need to make ourselves a crafting table. And then we have our tool station. We have our stencil table, part builder, and pattern chest, finally. There we go. And we'll stick these down. Like so. Grab those, and then we'll make ourselves just the basic tools for now. So we get a pickaxe head, shovel head, axe head, sword blade, tool rods, binding, and let's go with the wide guard as well. Anything else we need particularly? Don't think so. We do need some more stone though to make the actual tool heads. Okay. So pickaxe, shovel. I'm actually going to do 2 of those because it's going to be a good idea to make a mattock as well. And we'll grab the sword blade. Then the bindings we'll make out of stone as well. And the wide guard. And then these we will make out of wood. As that should be enough, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then let's try that again, shall we? We got pickaxe. If I can actually click on the right place, that will be useful. A shovel. We've got an axe. We've got a mattock. And we have a broadsword. Perfect. Obviously, we want to get these upgraded as quickly as possible to something a little bit more useful. Let's actually stick the bed down while we're here as well. The other thing I want to check is, do we have any kind of sleeping bag? We do not. That's a shame. We've got to set our spawn point at least. Okay, what do we need to do now? We need to get some more wool so we can make ourselves a backpack. That's the next thing we need to do. And while we're out and about, we need to grab some food as well. And before I forget and lose this place, let's give ourselves a waypoint. I think that's actually the waypoint from before. So I should probably have got rid of that, but we'll do that now. This is what happens when you test out worlds beforehand. I didn't mark the spawn point this time around though, which is a little bit of a shame, but not really a big deal. As there's no real need for us to find the spawn point. But anyway, let's go and grab ourselves some food from over here. If these guys haven't harvested all of it already. Actually, let's just grab... Whoops. Sorry, villager. I didn't mean to punch you. I mean, I know you're not my favourite people, but I know violence just isn't the way. Okay, we'll grab all of that. Do we have any of the other little farm areas where they have the modded crops here? That would be very useful. Oh, God, I keep punching villagers. I don't mean to. I'm sorry, villagers. Yeah, if they've got some of the modded ones, they normally have flax there, so we should be able to get some more string to make some wool. Do we have any potatoes anywhere? Those would be good as well. I've not seen any potatoes yet. Ah, there's some. There we go. I'm trying my best not to run at the moment because we still don't have a great deal of food. Actually, I haven't said that. We've got like 15 potatoes and 10 carrots, so we're going to be okay, I think. We need to make ourselves a bucket too, which we're going to need iron for. I'm not seeing any of the modded crops here. Maybe... Where else is there? There looks like there is somewhere... Is there any up to the right? There is one little farm thing up here. No, that's vanilla crops again. That's disappointing. I was hoping to find some flax seeds and flax plants. Okay, well, we're going to have to do it the hard way, and we're going to have to find ourselves some wild flax plants or some sheep. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and see if I can find a little bit more string, and I will be right back with you once we have it. Okay, so I am back. We have everything we're going to need to make ourselves a backpack now. We found some wool. I also found a few other bits and pieces which I've dumped into here. We did also find 3 bits of iron, which is perfect for making ourselves a bucket. We're actually going to stick that into there now. And let's craft ourselves a backpack. So we got the chest, which goes in the middle. I believe the wool goes there. And no. That's the one. There we go. We've got a basic backpack. There's not a lot of storage in here, but it is a lot better than what we currently have. So while that's smelting up, we'll sleep the night away. And then we'll try and sort out a little area so we can plant a few crops down and get ourselves some food growing. And I've been kind of eyeing this area down here. So if we clear this out a little bit, because I want this to look kind of natural. For anyone who's watched my my Twitch streams or any previous videos from a while back, you'll probably know that I'm very much a builder at heart. So that is my main passion in Minecraft. So everything I do within this series is going to have a fairly heavy emphasis on aesthetics and basically looking good. I'll grab ourselves a bucket, which is why I'm so kind of excited to get some building done with a few of the mods that are in here, which was something I didn't touch on before when I was talking about the mods I wanted to play around with. One of them is block craftery. Block craftery is kind of like carpenter's blocks used to be. You basically have these wooden frames for things like slopes and stairs and slabs and fences. And actually, what frames do they have? Yeah, they've got we've got walls, slabs, framed inner corners, outer corners, slants, stairs, and regular blocks. And basically, what you do with those is you stick the frame down, and then you right-click on the frame with basically any other block. Oh, we have worms in this as well. Perfect. That's going to help a lot. Let's not make this completely square. But yeah, you right-click on it with any other block, and then it will transfer that texture onto the frame. And that is going to be really, really useful, because it basically means you can make slabs or stairs out of pretty much any block. Something like that's quite nice, I think. I would kind of like this to be a little bit bigger, actually. I mean, don't think we're going to be able to fill this just yet, but we'll be able to add to it as we go. But I'd like to make it reasonably large. I'd also eventually like to kind of bring this farmland up, maybe up onto some different layers as well. I'm not going to put too much time and effort into this little starter place, but I'd like to at least leave it looking somewhat nice. So let's till out a little bit more of this. Something like that. And then we can go and grab our seeds from up here and plant those down. Yeah, there's also in this, there is of course chisel and bits, both of which I'm going to be making fairly extensive use of, I think. Especially chisel and bits. I do love that mod. What else have we got here that we can plant down? We've got flax. I picked up the rice seeds. Oh, this was another thing I found on my way, which is something else I want to play around with in this pack. And that's Pam's Harvest Craft. So we've obviously got these the gardens dotted around. These things, which I believe they will spread if you leave them. So that might be quite useful to do. And then I would like to set it up so I can kind of make as many different food types as possible. Just because, really. Because I've never done that before. So that's going to be a lot of fun to play around with. What else was I going to mention? Oh, obviously Biomes of Plenty is in here as well. And this Biomes of Plenty adds so many things that are great for adding life to builds. So you've got things like the little shrubs, you've got bushes. You've got different plant types. You've got like kind of the dead leaf piles and regular leaf piles. All those kind of things which can help add kind of those little details that really bring life to a build. Anyway, let's carry on finding what we want to actually plant down. Oh, we've got carrots and potatoes as well. We're basically just trying to get ourselves a decent source of food. That's what we need right now. We're also going to plant down a few of these worms before we do anything. So if we stick one down there, obviously we're not going to be able to get these to cover everything, but if we can get them to cover quite a reasonably large area of it, that would be good. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if the effects of these stack or not. So if I put another one down, like kind of say there, would those two blocks be affected by both worms, and would it increase the effect? I don't know. That's something I might need to test out at some point. Let's just put the rest of those down like that, and then just plant these down. Not quite like that. That's a hole of water that you don't want to fall in, Chach. I'm not going to worry about planting these down in specific rows or anything. I'm just basically going to get things planted for now, so we can get some food going, which is pretty high on my list of priorities. Plant those down, then we'll do the rest of these. Plus having the kind of mishmash of different crop types is going to look kind of cool on there as well once they're all grown. I probably would have been quite nice to dot those the rice seeds around a little bit. But I'm worrying about the things that don't need to be worried about for the time being. We could think about making this place look nice later. This is only going to be a temporary accommodation, but we still need to make it look nice. As far as the rest of the series goes, I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do yet. I have a few ideas, but I have to see what we have around here as far as land is concerned to see how it goes. And then once we know what's there, we can start coming up with a more finalised plan of where we're going to go. For now, though, I have pretty much run out of time, so we are going to call it a day. Thank you guys for watching. It's very much appreciated. If you did enjoy the video, it would be great if you could leave a like and leave a comment as well. It would really help me out. Let me know how I can improve the channel and how I can improve the videos. But until next time, I'm out. I'll see you guys later.